Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's move on. The US President Donald Trump has stirred fresh debate with his latest comments on the Russia-Ukraine war, calling it quote-unquote Biden's war and claiming he's working to end the conflict swiftly. President Donald Trump also suggested that he could have prevented or even ended the war had he been in office earlier. Donald Trump claimed he stopped 5 wars in the last 5 months, again reiterating that he ended the tensions between India and Pakistan. He did it yet another time. Then in a moment that's drawing sharp reactions, US President Donald Trump appeared to have been caught off guard when questioned about America's own imports from Russia, even as his administration considers to impose tariffs of up to 25% on Indian goods, citing New Delhi's energy ties with Moscow.
This is Biden's war. This is not my war. I'm here to get us out of it. It's a mess, and I'm here to get us out. I haven't heard that when you say about 60-year-old men and, et cetera. But this is Biden's war, and we're working very hard to get us out. I stopped 5 wars in the last 5 months, actually, and I'd like this to be the 6th, frankly, and that doesn't even include Iran, with, obliterating their nuclear haul, because they would have had nuclear weapons within 2 months. But stopped a lot of wars. You just take a look at the ones just over the last 2 or 3 months. It's been amazing. This is the one I'm trying to stop. This is the one we're working hardest on. The other ones I stopped within a matter of days, almost every one of them, including India and Pakistan. And I could go over the whole list, but you know the list as well as I do. But this is the one we'd like to see. I haven't not heard that, but this is Biden's war. And it's a war that he got us into, or indirectly got us into. It should have never happened. It would have never happened had I been president. Thank you.
India says that the U.S. imports Russian uranium, chemicals, fertilizers, while criticizing their energy imports. Your response to that, sir?
I don't know anything about it. I'd have to check, but we'll get back to you on that.
So you heard from him, responding to a question which was asked by a reporter there, that pointed question coming Donald Trump's way about the continued US imports of Russian uranium and chemical fertilizers. He appeared unaware of the fact, dodged the question completely, said, "I will come back when I have answers." Now, returning to the questions of tariff, President Donald Trump was asked about imposing 100% tariffs on all countries that purchase Russian energy, including China. Donald Trump chose to remain non-committal here, offering vague responses. Listen it yourself.
Well, I never said a percentage, but we'll be doing quite a bit of that. We'll see what happens over the next fairly short period of time. But we'll see what happens. They have a meeting tomorrow. We have a meeting with Russia tomorrow. We're going to see what happens. We'll make that determination at that.
Earlier, India's Ministry of External Affairs had hit out at the US administration for its quote-unquote unreasonable and unjustified tariffs on India, and pointing out how the United States and several countries in the European Union carried out trade ties with Russia even after the commencement of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and continues to do so. India also noted that the European Union's bilateral trade with Russia back in 2024 reached 67.5 billion euros in goods, along with 16.5 million tons of LNG, more than its own trade volume with Russia. Then why questioning India on its stance? Speaking about another threat coming in from Donald Trump, he reiterated his stand that he will be raising tariff rates on India. In an interview to an American news channel, Donald Trump said India is not a quote-unquote not a good trading partner. He has said that. Trump reportedly said that he would be raising tariffs on India in the next 24 hours. US has imposed a tariff rate of 25% on India, which is supposed to be effective from August 7th, 2025. He said that India has not been a good trading partner because they do a lot of business with us, but we do not do business with them. He added that, let me quote him here, that with India, what people do not like to say is they have the highest tariffs of anybody. Now, this comes a day after Donald Trump shared a message on his Truth Social account saying India is not only buying massive amounts of Russian oil and are selling it on the open market for big profit. Donald Trump administration officials have said that India's purchase of Russian crude oil has emerged as an irritant in trade deal talks. Donald Trump administration officials have even accused India of financing Russia's war against Ukraine through its crude oil procurement. Till a few days ago, only Donald Trump had been claiming that the US is nearing a trade deal with India. But look, everything else has happened except for that trade deal. However, issues of agriculture, dairy and GM crops continue to be sticky points. India has hardened its stance against opening these sectors. While announcing a 25% tariff rate for India, Donald Trump had warned of an additional penalty for India's oil and arms trade with Russia. Speaking about the response coming in from India, the Ministry of External Affairs has responded to US threats of higher tariffs by saying that while India has received criticism from the US and European Union about Russian oil purchases, these decisions were necessitated by the diversion of regular supplies of Europe during the crisis. The MEA also noted that the US had previously endorsed India's imports of Russian crude oil, considering them beneficial for global energy market stability. Regarding the criticism, India has made it very clear that its energy procurement strategy focuses on ensuring affordable and stable supplies for its population, particularly given current global market conditions. India has pointed out that the nations criticizing these purchases are themselves engaging very much in Russian trade. The response emphasized that targeting India in this context, trying to arm twist it, lacks justification and any logic.